like we have somebody that's on their way up. On their way up very soon.
That's right.
But no, listen, that is the future of North Philly right there.
That's right.
And we need more young people like that. My name is Louis Thomas III, as most of you know. It's always so good to be amongst friends and family, you know, brothers and sisters, aunts and uncles, all of you who have shown me such deference as we have gone through this process. Tonight I want to talk about the fact that I believe that we are at war. I believe that we are at war to save our children in North Philly. I believe that we are at war to create the kinds of businesses in North Philly that will be able to burgeon our economy and create jobs. I believe that we are at war with Temple University. I believe that we are at war. I believe that we are at war because after 22 years of the same impotent leadership, it is time for us to turn the page in North Philadelphia. I believe we're at war. There has been so many things done, so many things said up to this point in the race. And at this point, we're about 4 weeks out from the election. So we're on the cusp of transformation and transition for our people in North Philly. The incumbent said a few weeks ago, or maybe last week at a debate, he told the crowd that the best was yet to come. And so I stood up and said, if the best is yet to come after 22 years, then what have we gotten before the 22 years? Because if it takes us 22 years to get to the best, then North Philly is in trouble. And so that's why I'm running for state representative. Because I believe I have a vision to be able to move North Philadelphia into a new direction, to be able to build a new era for our people in this district. Our unemployment rate in North Philadelphia is 69.5% in the 181st Legislative District, the highest unemployment rate out of any state house district in the entire state of Pennsylvania, the highest. But we've had someone there for the past 22 years who has not forced the largest corporation and employer within North Philadelphia, Temple University, to be able to commit a certain amount of jobs to the people in North Philly, to commit a certain amount of scholarships to the people in North Philadelphia, to commit a certain amount of job training to the people in North Philadelphia. And over the past 3 years, Temple has done $512 million worth of development on their university campus and invested zero in North Philadelphia. Zero.
That's what they did.
They are targeted to be able to invest over $1 billion over the next 10 years on their university's campus and has not committed zero to the people in North Philadelphia. We are hosting them. They are our guests. And so it is time for us to be able to come together and demand of them that they give 30% of the jobs on that campus per year to the people that are in the zip codes where Temple University is housed. That they commit a certain amount of percentages and scholarships to the young people that are in those zip codes where Temple University is housed. You know, somebody in one of our last debates stood up and said, well, you know, the people in North Philly aren't prepared to work. They can't do the job because, you know, they're not educated. Well, the very existence of an educational institution is to train people.
Amen.
And so as Temple is our guest in North Philly, they have to be forced to invest in the people that they're guests of. And we will force them to do that when we take office on May 18th of this year. Because there has been no politician. And you know, this fight with Temple didn't just start today. This fight with Temple has been going on for over 40 years. And the reason that Temple has not been able to fully gentrify North Philly is because of the grassroots, because of people like all of you in this room, that their process is going very slow. You know, when Penn took over West Philly, they took it over in 10 years. I mean, they wiped it out over there. And if you go through University City in West Philly today, you can see the University of Pennsylvania wiped them out in 10 years. You don't see one poor family over there. You don't see one working class family over there. And so here in North Philly, Temple University has attempted gradually to do the same thing. But we're not going to allow them to do that. Because we're going to have elected leadership that is courageous enough to stand up on behalf of our people to be able to make some demands on Temple University. Because people don't give away resources and money for free. And so if University and asked anything of them, then what makes us think that they're going to give it willingly?
That's right.
If no elected official has gone to Temple University and said, give us some jobs because these young men and women are suffering in North Philadelphia, then nobody's going to do it. I believe that 98% of the young men and women that are walking the street aimlessly in North Philadelphia on a daily basis without employment, even the brothers who are on the corner hustling every day, if 90% of those young men and women had an opportunity to make an honest, honorable living wage, to be able to take care of their families, to be able to take care of their children, then we could move them off our streets and they could become productive citizens of our community in North Philadelphia. There is also something to be said about business development. You know, Minister Farrakhan always talks about mastery of business. He talks about the desire and the need and the requirement of black people to not only have a business, but to be able to acquire mastery over business, so that we own everything, 100% of everything that we have. We have 3 major business corridors in this district. We have Girard Avenue Business Corridor, we have Germantown and Lehigh Avenue Business Corridor, and we have the Germantown and Erie Avenue Business Corridor. More corridors than most state house districts within the city of Philadelphia. Many of them don't even have one. Each of these business corridors have been underdeveloped. They've not been paid attention to. And these businesses have been able to come into our communities and ravage through North Philadelphia, take over our communities, provide us with subpar products, rotten fruit that you wouldn't even serve to a dog. And that's what elected officials have allowed them to come in our communities and serve to our people. Because there's been no zoning, there have been no standards set, and you can't go up in Germantown if you remember Ogontz Avenue 10 years ago, 15 years ago, what it used to look like up there. And if you drive through Ogontz Avenue today, and you see what Dwight Evans has been able to do, if you see the zoning that he's been able to work with the elected officials in his district, and I'll come back to working together in a second. If you see the kind of community advisory council, business council that he has in place, where any business that wants to come on Ogontz Avenue has to go through that advisory business council before they can even open up a business there. That these are the kinds of developments that need to occur in North Philadelphia where we have not seen leadership. There is no reason that all of these groups, including many of these Asian business groups, have been able to ravage through Germantown Avenue and open up these businesses without having to come before any of us in our community, without getting a say-so from us. And there's no reason that these businesses look the way they look on Germantown Avenue. You know, it takes some intelligence for these young boys to be hustling on the corner. You know, some of these young boys, if they were given an opportunity, they could open up their own business on Germantown Avenue. But we must have leadership in place that can facilitate empowering those young men and women, creating the type of opportunities to be able to pull them from the street corner at 12th and Huntington and put them in a position of power so that we can move them in a different direction on behalf of our people. And we have not had that kind of leadership in place, but I will be that representation on your behalf after May 18th with your help. There are a slew of issues that we're facing in North Philadelphia today, and I weep when I walk through North Philadelphia. We've knocked on 11,000 doors to date in this district. And as we walk through North Philadelphia, a lot of times some of the volunteers we have, they say, boy, people are mad, they're angry, they're upset. Why are people so bitter in North Philadelphia? Because people are suffering. Because people are worrying about whether or not they're going to eat tomorrow. Because people are worrying about whether or not their electrical water is going to get cut off tomorrow. And when they go into a state house office, they act like they're doing us a favor by serving us. I want to let you know that when you come to my state house office, you will always be treated with dignity and respect. You will always receive quality services. Because I work for you. You don't work for me. And so when you come in my office, you shouldn't come in there as though I'm doing you a favor because you came in my office. Because that's really your office. You paid for it. That's right. And I was just up at the Ridge Avenue Men's Shelter earlier today. And one of the things that I spoke to those